Hello everybody, it's Mike, hope you're well. Just a very quick video updating on all the mods that the car has and also some new sound clips at the end. So I just wanted to run through what's been done to this car and where we are while we wait until the next meeting at Willowbank Raceway, which is going to be in about 3 weeks. Unfortunately, the last one was delayed with rain, so that screwed up that idea. But first mod was the genuine fsport intake. That is mine there. I took a photo of it, and the main thing obviously is the sound. I'll just use my mouse and you can see here it's got a large opening, and we end up with quite a nice deep bellow with the induction, and that sort of seems to come in about 3,500 RPM. Does give power, but not a lot, and you won't feel it. The only way you can tell is if you dyno it, or in my case the acceleration was just a little bit bigger, picked up a tenth in the 0 to 60, so not a big deal, but you're looking around about 3%, which is about 10 horsepower. The next item was RR Racing, and they are awesome to deal with. They are so good, very good communication. I was a bit worried being here in Australia, but no problems at all, and very fast. It only took, I think, about 4 or 5 working days to ship from America to Australia, and once I uploaded my my factory tune to them, they sent it back next day, and it was in the car and on the car, done very quickly. I've got a video of doing that. So that is worth a few horsepower, not quite 20 horsepower, but pretty close. But where the tune comes alive is when you do the rest with the exhaust, and that's the next thing I did with the exhaust. So here you can see I put an ISF exhaust system on my car. They hang originally in the same place as the 6-cylinder. The only difference, and it's a big difference, is this section down through here, the left hand pipe. The 6-cylinder drops and comes across where the V8 is parallel, and that's because the floor is different in the ISF to the 350. So I had to get the pipe remade on that side, but they did a good job and it was done. Here's the two. Now a lot of people say these exhausts are restrictive, maybe on the V8, but certainly not on the V6. They flow very well, and you've got 70mm versus 50mm diameter pipes, and the flow is good. This section here, I don't think it's that bad on the V6. On the V8 it is a problem, but on the V6 it's not a big deal. So these rear exhausts actually flow very well. The mid pipe is really good because what you've got here, these pipes are from the factory 60mm, which is close enough to 2.5 inch. But here it grows out to 90mm here and 70mm here, which is the same as this section here. That's 70mm and they're 50mm each. So that's 50mm on the V6 and 40 to there. So this is actually quite restrictive. The V8 is bigger everywhere and it works well. I only used this section. This section I got rid of, actually sold and got some money for the cats and stuff like that. I got the GESI cats, they're Hi Flo, they're good 500 to 800 horsepower each, so they will flow brilliantly. And the upside is, this is how I put the the O2 sensor in, and there's no check engine light. It just works, not a problem. So I've got 2 cats, and something that did happen but was a little bit raspy. This section here, it's actually a little bit different, but from here to here I've now got 2 15-inch, 2.5-inch diameter, 15-inch long resonators, and they quieten the car down a lot, and I didn't lose any horsepower by doing that. Cosmetically, I've just upgraded just painted the calipers. So this is black VHT gloss with a template my neighbour made up for me. He has a printing business for stickers. So I sprayed the white, so the white went through the template onto the black, peeled off the template, and then clear coated the whole thing with VHT clear, and it seems to be lasting really well. I've had the brakes pretty hot and no problems. So the next stage of, and probably the last major thing I will do with this car, is the PPE headers. They were, as I said in another video, they were not fun to fit. They were very difficult, particularly the passenger side, or the left side in Australia, because that's where the battery is, where in America the battery is on the driver's side. So the battery and the fuse boxes and everything just made it really hard to get to these top bolts. I actually, underneath, was one flat at a time with a spanner to get these ones underneath, and it was horrible to do, but they made a huge difference. The biggest difference, single difference of anything, was putting the headers on. Top end is quite remarkable. From 5,000 right through to 7, it pulls like a train. It's very, very good. It doesn't run out of power. It just keeps making power right up to 7,000. So this is from RR Racing, and here we're looking at the 350 rear-wheel drive, which is what mine's got. The Australian models have the 312 horsepower motor, where the US models I think were 306. But just the tune is worth about 10 horsepower, so not a big deal with the tune. But when you open up the exhaust, like when I put the ISF exhaust on and the tune, there you're looking at 35 horsepower. Now the headers bring it up to about a 44 horsepower update from stock. But you've also got the air intake as well, so that's worth another 10 horsepower. So I am guessing all up we're looking at an extra 50 horsepower from stock, and the mile per hour over the quarter mile actually shows that to be true. So as soon as we get a chance to run, I should be running about 107 miles an hour, which is 7 miles an hour more than the original first run I did with a stock engine. So that would show a solid 50 horsepower gain. That's just pure mathematics. There's no need to dyno it. You can't pick up 7 miles an hour without making an extra 50 horsepower. That's just how it works. The other most important thing to get off the line, and also this helps the gearing, it actually reduces the gearing. It's like going from the standard 408 gears and putting 435 gears in. That's how much difference there is, because the diameter is smaller. It accelerates really hard, particularly from say 100 kilometers an hour upwards. It's very, very good. So I'm looking forward to going out in the track and seeing where we end up with that. But that's up to date with the mods. There's nothing else I can really do to the car. I'm not going to go camshafts. I'm not going to pull the manifolds off and port the upper and the lower. That's just more work for bugger all difference. So now it comes down to getting the weather where it's nice and cool, a good DA and a good launch, and we should see a very high 12-second quarter mile, hopefully. if everything goes well. Anyway, thanks for watching, and now have a listen to the car after the resonators have been fitted, and it's taken a lot of the bell ringing sound out of the exhaust, and also you'll hear the induction from the air filter as well, which is really quite deep, like an ISF. Brilliant. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will update you when I go out to the track.